We're coming back to you live from our houses. I'm Zach.
And I'm Sean.
And Sean hates me.
No, what? I never said that.
It was implied, Sean. It was
I
implied.
I have strong feelings of dislike toward you.
Don't we all? Hey.
Join the club, hey.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Oh,
Sean,
man.
I only ranted about one thing, but I do have something I'd like to talk about today. Unless me not showing up on Tuesday just ruined your whole week and you really had something prepared and you're
Listen.
super excited about it.
Let me tell you what was good. This will just be quick and then you can go on to your thing, okay?
Oh, okay.
This was me Tuesday. Me on Tuesday, sending message after message, just wishing that Zach would respond. He'd never notice me. He'll never notice me. He's one of the cool kids. How could he possibly notice a nobody like me? And I'm like, please, I've got this idea. We could do this thing together, you know. And then finally, hours later, I mean hours, I was in class. He responds, and he just says, you know, I can't. And you know,
Not what happened.
I respected that, but it dug into me the next couple of days, and even today when I was texting you, you saw I sent a second text very quickly because I was getting nervous. I was like, what if this is the end of Spicy Nuggs?
Can't a man shower in peace?
No,
So sorry.
a man must shower in swimming trunks. No peace is allowed.
I should have just brought my phone into the shower. We could have recorded Spicy Nuggs right then and there. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it will be like one of the Rain podcasts, but you'll just hear like your wet body. Okay, anyways.
Oh my. I mean, that story may or may not be 100% accurate. I'll leave it up to the viewers to decide what really happened.
Yeah, you know, truth is subjective. Wow,
You're saying some fine words, Sean. I'm gonna beat you up later at the flagpole.
I couldn't even say that without just bursting out laughing. Okay, no, that was it. That's all. You can go on to whatever you have today.
Thank you. It's my day, Sean. My day. Okay, get out of the way.
Me.
Yes, me. It's all about me.
Yeah.
Anyways,
sure. Mm-hmm.
So Sean, I finished watching a Let's Play of To the Moon last night.
Woo!
I was broken after.
Oh, it's gonna be one of these.
It's
huh?
one of these, man.
Because you sent the I won't spoil what it was just in case you want to keep that under the wraps or not. That thing you sent to me and Corby.
Yeah.
And I saw you said inspired by like To the Moon kind of, and I was like, did he finally get through that? Because why didn't he tell me?
Dude, holy fetch! So
that game.
okay, I guess I'll give like a little brief summary in case people who don't. I don't know. Do I tell spoilers? I think I have to tell spoilers if I want to talk about it, right?
I think we should say if you have the opportunity to play To the Moon or watch a playthrough, I think you should definitely do that.
All right. Stop the video right now. Sean put a massive spoiler warning. There it is. If you have any interest at all, don't watch this Spicy Nuggs until you've finished the whole game or watched the whole game.
Yeah, To the Moon. It's a very special experience. It's a very cool story. And I mean, I don't know. I can't say anything more than just like I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful story, wonderfully told. It's clever. It's got wit, and it's just special. So yeah,
you
definitely
will not regret it. Leave
absolutely.
It's 100% worth your time.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's spoil it.
Yeah, so spoilers, here we go, delve right into it. So basically, To the Moon, it's a story about a man, and he's on his deathbed, and his last wish is he wants to go to the moon. And that's all you know in the beginning. And these people come, and they're these doctors, scientists, and they have this device, I don't know if it's even named, But basically, what it does is it lets him go into his mind and plant a desire and into his
Like
early
his
childhood
memories.
memories. But this desire doesn't falter; like it will stay with him throughout his entire life. And then so what they do in the game is they go back and they plant this desire for him to go to the moon, to be an astronaut. And
So essentially, the concept is, they're going to change his entire memory of his life.
yes, it overrides the memory of his life, and whatever is a result of the new memories created from this system is what he will remember now.
Yeah. So it's changing his entire life, but only to him.
Right. So like, it's not real, but he thinks it is.
Yeah, and then he will
So
die.
like nothing that actually happened in his life changes, but he won't. He might not have any recognition of any event that happened in the past.
Right.
Everything's completely different. So I just want to start off with my initial thoughts when I first started watching this playthrough and kind of where it ended up at, and then you can like chime in whenever you want.
Yeah.
But so I first started and I was like, oh man, this is awesome. Like they're gonna go in and fulfill this guy's last wish before he dies, right?
Mhm.
Like I thought, I'm like this is such a good thing. This is awesome. And even throughout most of the game, I'm like, yeah, we're getting close. Like we're going farther and farther back in time, and they're getting closer to making this guy's wish to go to the moon come true. And then at the end, when it actually happens, I was so torn.
Mm.
I was, because I understood what was going to happen, but when it happened, I hated it.
Right.
Because everything that he knew in life was gone.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I just want you to know, after I finished this, I like laid in bed for like 2 hours, just like staring at my ceiling, like
Yeah.
what's life?
Yeah. That's accurate, man.
So like, did you have similar impressions? What was your experience with To the Moon?
Yeah. I think ultimately the storytelling, the way they end the story, they do a good job of making it a happy ending. So overall, I still feel happy about it, right? But they do also do a very good job of making you feel that kind of torn feeling. Um, and that's totally exactly. I remember because me and Corby played through it. I'd watched a playthrough before, but he and I played through it as well.
Mm.
And at the end, Corby just turned to me and said, "I hate you," because I knew it was going to happen, and I really wanted to play it with him, which was, which is about right. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like he got everything he wanted, and they found a way to make it like essentially what he wanted. Like everything's there. Everything's there.
It is, but
at the same time,
so much is
he-
missing. So
he
much
lost.
is missing.
He lost so much. Exactly. There's so much that he lost of his actual life.
Mhm.
So no matter what in that situation, you may be gaining something, but no matter what, you're also losing something. And so a lot of like the battle for me becomes like, okay, well, how ethical is a program like this anyways, like where these scientists come in and change your entire memory of your life? Like,
Right.
is that even if it's like your dying wish, like, is that a good thing? Is it
Well,
good to
that's
just
the thing. He asked for it to happen, right?
exactly? Yeah.
He wanted it.
And that's what they come back to when they have to come to like kind of difficult decisions in the game, where they're like, oh, like he is gonna forget this.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know if I like that, because like this may like encompassed his entire life. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, at the very end, the two scientists are in very different boats of what
Yeah,
they should do.
but the exactly, but the other one's like our job, our contract. You know, he's paying us to make him forget all of this, so we
Yep.
have to.
And
Yeah,
then the others, I forget his name, Neil, I think it was Dr.
yeah,
Neil. He said that maybe they knew what he wanted more than he did,
yeah.
and it was
And
like,
then
oh
it's
man,
because they're already playing God,
yeah.
like in a large way. You're erasing someone's memories of their own life and changing it to something else, which is it's still plausible,
So one thing
but it's
in the comments that
sorry.
I was reading,
Yeah,
that is that River will have has no idea that like she would have no idea of any of these memories, right? Because it's
R-
only in his head that all these
River
things
is
happened.
the old man who's dying's late wife, by the way,
Yes,
for our
yes,
viewers at home.
and like all of a sudden they don't share the same memories or same experiences, and I was like,
Yeah.
dude, that's
You know what? You know what it makes me think of now. I found a song. It's by John Bellion. Um, it's a very good song. It's called Ma's Joint, MAH' joint. It's a long song, but essentially, as you listen to it, he's talking about. It's a song about his mother and how his mother had to take care of, like her mother who had dementia, right?
okay.
And there's a line in there where he says, I can't remember it exactly, but he essentially says, like, the devil's talking to me at night, and the devil says, you know, what's the point in making memories if you can't even remember them when you're 70?
Ooh,
And then he follows that up
ooh.
with, God comes and talks to me tonight and says, there's a point in making memories because they'll be even better when you're heavenly.
Hmm.
Um, so, like, obviously we can't speak for everyone listening, but like the belief in like an afterlife, that's not touched on in the game. But like, do you think like, you know, River and the old man, I can't remember his name, John maybe?
Yeah, it was John. Yes.
Yeah, River and John, they meet again in an afterlife, but he has completely different memories.
Right.
That feels a lot worse.
No. Oh man. Yeah, it does. And it's just this idea of like I feel like we all like, oh man, if I could go back in time and change this one thing I did, right? Like, but part of me thinks that like I wouldn't want to go back and undo my mistakes.
Right.
Cuz I feel like those like even like my mistakes and the memories I have of them are makes who I am today. And I don't know if I would want to change that. And I kind of want to tie this into another series I've watched recently, and this is called Steins Gate.
Okay.
If you guys haven't watched Steins Gate, holy fetch, what are you doing here? And
I haven't. I'm sorry.
it's an anime about time travel, and it will hit you in the feels just as bad as To the Moon did.
Oh shoot, that's a bold claim.
It no it is it really is, but it's that insane. Steins Gate is absolutely incredible, and basically, by going back in time and changing events, all of a sudden, you, in Steins Gate at least, you still meet the people that you would in like the normal reality, and you still have all your relationships, but you meet in completely different ways, and you have completely different memories and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know if I would want to change that.
Mm.
It's just like, what if I met you in junior high, right?
I would have zero friends because you made all my friends for me. So
It's I don't know. I feel like there's something special about um just reality.
Yeah.
Like, even the mistakes are special, I think. And I wouldn't want to erase those by having someone alter my memories or by going back in time or anything like that. Like, I feel like, for me, I just wouldn't want to do it. Like, that was my biggest thing last night. I kept thinking, like, would I want someone to um, just erase my memories and replace them with one where I completed all my goals and dreams? And I don't think so. For me personally, I think the only reason I would want to do that is if my life or someone's life was so bad and it's like just so dark that that's the only option. But
Right. Yeah. So a couple days ago, I was up. It was Friday night last week. I was up until about 5 o'clock in the morning,
whew,
just because I could not sleep. And I had work the next day. It was a rough weekend this weekend. Um, I just couldn't sleep, which doesn't happen to me all that often. But it was the day after I had proposed.
there was a
Lots,
reason.
yeah, lots of things were changing, right? And so I was having just lots of like existential thoughts, and eventually, what I did is I started going back through Spicy Nuggs, and I was listening to just episodes of us while like trying to sleep, right? Just because I tried every other resource I usually use to put me to sleep, and it wasn't working. So I was like, I'll just use Spicy Nuggs, and it didn't really work. But so I
You
was
weren't
listening.
boring enough? Dang it, I'm sorry, man.
I was listening to last semester episodes. And last semester you asked me what my favorite episode of Spicy Nugs is, and I told you Monopoly as far as like fun episodes go.
Yeah.
But I think I found my answer for like more of a serious topic. And
Oh,
it was
okay.
also from last semester, and it was when you were talking about leaves falling off of trees and dying. And the beginning of that episode is bullcrap because I was making up a bunch of songs for the Moon Sunlight album.
yeah.
But the second half, we were talking about like life and death. And we were talking about how beauty is captured in like how fragile things are.
Right.
Um, and how if you didn't have that fragility, like you might lack some of the beauty. And I think like this concept helps encapsulate that so well. Where like this life that this man lived, a billion things could have gone differently and changed it in a billion different ways. Um, but because it happened the way it did, there's something beautiful about it. And he's asking for that to be taken away. And some might argue for something more beautiful based on the context. And it can be argued that. I'm not saying what it's changed to isn't. Um, but I'm saying there's still value in what he had. So I totally agree with you with what you're saying. Like, would you want to change like the mistakes in your life? I don't know, because there's still like something valuable there. There's still like something like beautiful in what you learned.
Right. Without
Um,
the mistakes, like the sweetness of the good moments wouldn't be as strong, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I agree with you, and I can also see, I can still see. I think it's what you said, like maybe a person who's had just like a really dark life would want their memories to be changed, and I can see that. Like I'm not saying this is like a set all. If you want if you want your life to be different, you're probably like there's something wrong with you. I don't think that's true. Um, I just think like for me personally, and I'm hearing it from you, it's just like there's something there's something in this life I'm living right now that there's so many things that could have gone differently, but they didn't. And it's how I am now. And there's something beautiful about that. I'm
Right.
beautiful, is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
Josh, you're just the most beautiful person I've ever met. Oh my gosh. So,
I
like,
told.
to wrap
Oh,
it up,
sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
so sorry to interrupt you about your story with Corby.
No,
But
please.
my final thought, I guess, is just going back to the good old Stormlight Archive and Journey Before Destination. I think the
Yes.
destination is probably going to be beautiful, but the journey is just as beautiful. So
Yeah.
there it
Well
is.
said. Beautiful, beautiful Zach.
Just like Sean's beautiful face.
Just like Zach's, just his mind. Sometimes when I listen to Zach speak and I hear and I understand what he's saying, it just really motivates me. He is just the most wonderful, wonderful human being with that beautiful mind and that immaculate face and that flowing hair. My goodness.
Sean, everything you just said is exactly how I picture you at night.
At night?
Yeah. I just dream of Sean with long, flowing blonde locks in the wind. Standing atop a mountain, looking off into the distance in a thinking pose.
You ever watch Adventure Time?
A little bit.
You ever see Finn take his hat off?
No.
I'll see if I can find a clip of it and stick it in this video. It's amazing. Anyways.
Do you have any last thoughts, Sean? Or should I let the people go?
Nah, I think we're good. I think we've hit the nail on the head with this one.
Everyone, imagine Sean with long, luscious locks like I do, and life will be good. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm still Zach.
And I'm still Sean.
I will see you next time.
Bye.
Zach is right. Zach is always right. Sean is wrong. Always very wrong.
Sean is right. Sean is always right. Zach is wrong. Zach is very wrong. Do 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 do.
This one. There we
go. Yeah, clearly this needs to be on.
Yeah. I just have to say, you're welcome. If it wasn't for me and Jacob crashing Allison into a tree while sledding, this wouldn't have happened so early. So really, it's all thanks to us.
What are you talking about? Happened so early?
I mean, you said you were even planning on it for like Saturday, and then it happened before Saturday, so you didn't know. Like, you're welcome.
No, the plan was to do it the day she got hurt.
I've been lied to.
No, you need to understand something. The plan was to do it at the beginning of the month, but then her brother got COVID. So they had to quarantine for 10 days.
Yep.
So then I was like, okay, I'll do it that Saturday. And then Jacob was like, let's go sledding. And I was like, Allison likes sledding. Let's go sledding. And then you guys snapped her in half.
I mean, that's one way to put it.
So then I was like, you know what? Screw this planning crap. Next time I see her, I'm just gonna bring the ring, and if it happens, it happens, and it just happens. So
what I'm hearing now is you didn't tell me about this. You had all the opportunities to.
Well, no, I wasn't planning on doing it that day. It was planned
on Saturday when we went sledding. And you didn't tell me anything! Okay.
You're the first person to make the connection that I didn't tell anyone for that Saturday. Everyone's been like losing their minds about the Thursday thing. But I'm like, I wasn't even planning on seeing her on Thursday. It just kind of happened. But you're the first one who's been like, you didn't tell me? You're the first one.
This is going to be a long outro, but Sean, listen here. I made a tier list in my head of who you should have told first.
Oh yeah, please.
Okay, alright. So, top of the list is obviously yourself. Like, you have to know that you're gonna do it, right?
I didn't even tell myself.
Oh, Sean! It's a good thing I made this list, so next time it happens, you're prepared.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Of course.
I really do appreciate that.
Then second is obviously Corby, because Corby is the perfect human being.
Yep. And I did tell Corby after I did. Corby knew I was going to propose way before any of you guys did. I just didn't tell him when.
So at least you got one thing right.
Yeah.
A third is obviously co-hosts for podcasts.
I don't have any of those.
And then below that is...
I just have like a permanent guest that keeps coming on without me asking.
I feel so betrayed.